How's it everybody? Welcome back to Coral Reeches. Welcome back to the channel. It's another day. We are back here again looking down at what we've been doing, and if you might recall, in the last video we had some major problems in the city whereby pretty much everybody was getting sick, people were dying, we had homeless people galore, unemployment was sitting at something like 50 something percent. It was honestly getting chaotic. So in the last video, we built out this industrial area as a way of trying to sort out those problems. So creating jobs, getting people to get places where they can start getting where they can start working. We put down 2 colleges, one there and one there, to start getting people educated, and all in the hopes that we can bring the unemployment rate down and see if we can get rid of the homeless people. Since then, we also went into, in fact, let me go back into this. We went into a live stream and we built out this cargo depot, because what I did was I connected everything back up to the outside world. If you might recall, in the last video I mentioned that I disconnected it because it looked like the outside world was taking the jobs that we were creating locally. So we had disconnected everything and tried to keep the city completely self-contained. So since then, I've connected everything back up. The rail lines are connected, the roads are connected, and I've re-enabled all of the ship routes that go to the outside world. When I did that, I had massive amounts of high resource costs that sprouted all over the place. So I've built out quite a few farms, which I did in the last video, and to try and help with the high resource costs, I built out this train cargo depot, which now stocks a whole bunch of stuff for our local people, and of course it's also good for exports and everything. So we've detailed out a lot of this area. We did this in the live stream. I think this place turned out very well. We got these I got this new mod that turns the vehicles into props so you can place them down, and I think doing that has helped bring the cargo ports and all of these areas, the rail yard and places like this, back to life really well. So yeah, and then we also built out this interchange to sort of feed this area. The idea is that I want the traffic to be distributed nicely coming out of here, because this place is notorious for being quite a high traffic generator. So that this interchange is the first step to distributing the traffic in and around the whole place. So after doing all of that, the following things have happened. We've had our unemployment rate drop quite substantially, all the way down to just under 20%, because part of this is that we built a lot of offices over here, and we've got service buildings like these that also creates jobs and so on. But I think a lot of this industry has kicked into gear, and now people, at least the local people, are starting to get jobs, and I'm not seeing too much being influenced by the number of people who are moving in. Even though this is quite a high number, my overall unemployment rate is going down, and the employed has gone up from, I think it was like 13,000 when we started the last video. It's now at 19,000, which is pretty awesome. So yes, all of that we managed to do during the course of the live stream. So if you want to follow along with the live streams, check it out on Twitch. We're there every Saturday evening. I also upload the VOD of the streams to another YouTube channel, which I will try and remember and link in the top right corner. So today's agenda, what I want to do is that I want to keep driving down this unemployment rate, right? It's slowly creeping back up, but I want to try and drive it down. I still have this issue where people continuously get sick, and then a whole bunch of them die, and then the hearses come, they collect all of them, and so on. My overall medical condition is looking a little bit better. This area is still quite orange, but the city itself is starting to tend towards the green color. I think it will be useful if I put maybe 1 or 2 more clinics in this area. I don't know, because pretty much everywhere is green, right? So perhaps in the rural areas like this side here, which is far from the city center, perhaps we can go ahead and put down the small medi-clinics. This is an asset I haven't used yet, so I just want to see what this looks like. So if we plug that down there, okay, I don't know. You know what? It's fine. It will have to do. Maybe at some point I'll just do some development around it to make it blend in a little bit better, and then that should make this whole area green and hopefully should help with the medical needs of people in and around this area. So I'm gonna keep an eye on the medical stuff. Hopefully all of that will improve. We've got a ton of hearses now and crematoriums and everything in place that should hopefully overall help bring everything down, even though it keeps saying my crematorium availability is next to nothing, which I don't know. Maybe I really do need more crematoriums. We'll see. Maybe I'll put down a few more crematoriums before the end of this video. But for the agenda of today, what I want to do is I want to set up the major industrial corridor that I want. So this industry that's here, I plan on moving all of it away from this space and have it sitting in this corner over on this side, so as to avoid any potential smog and stuff blowing over the city, which may be causing people to get sick. So this is going to be the agenda of today. We're going to set up a whole bunch of road networks, and we're just going to try and fit in as much industry in here as we possibly can. So very similar to what we did over on that side. And hopefully by the end of this video, we can get unemployment rate down to the single digits, if not even have more jobs than we have people. So yeah, everybody, that is it. Let's get some road building done. All right, let's take a quick break here. So I've laid out just the bare bones really of roads, and what I want to do is that I want to try and get down the main big buildings that I want in this area. Now, one of the things that I've always cried about when it comes to the industry in this game is we do not have large enough buildings like this that you can create some nice big looking warehouses and stuff like that. So I just want to take a moment quickly to plonk down a couple of buildings. So we're gonna have a look at what is available and what we can get down. Now I want to start off over here. I think one of the buildings that is quite nice and big is this post sorting facility. It's a nice big one, but I see that we've got the roads just about cutting into it, so let's shorten that quickly. All right, so that's shortened up, and I think this should now fit in here nicely. Yeah, so we'll squeeze this right up against the road over here. We'll figure out some detailing around it, and then this is where I take advantage of these nice big extensions. I think we can go ahead with that. We can just add the, what is this? Automated sorting, and then I want to make use of this. Now, I'm not sure how far. Oh, okay. Oh, no. I thought I would have been able to squeeze it in here. I can't. Oh, that's sad. Okay, but I think... okay, we can get it in here. I'm going to enable Anarchy just so that I can get it a little bit out into that space. And then another one over on this side. And, oh, I'd have loved to be able to squeeze one maybe right here. With Anarchy on, I could, but it clips onto the road over here, so that's not nice. But I think we can go ahead and maybe put one back over on this side, so I attach it there, and there we go. I think that could also work. We can plonk another one there, but nope, looks like it's not going to give us footpath access. So I think let's get rid of it. And I wonder where I could squeeze another one. I think I could squeeze another one probably on this side. Yeah, just one more on this side, and then I think that is good. On this side, what I want to do is that I want to get down electricity. Now, we do not have any electricity production locally. We're importing everything, and we're importing, what is this? 94 megawatts, all right? So that's what we're importing at the moment. So I want to put one down here. I did consider building a, what's this thing? A nuclear power plant, but it is large. And since this is, for the most part, a rural region, what I figured I would make use of instead is the gas power plant. And I think this could actually fit in quite nicely. So I was trying to reclaim a little bit of land here, which I think I should do, because I do think it will look really good just extending out into the ocean. And then we're gonna reshape up all of the land around all of the stuff that we're gonna build around here. I'm not sure, am I claiming too much land? Nah, I think it's fine. I think it's fine. We'll make it work. Maybe let me not go too far out, so we can plonk it down over on this side, and then this will allow me then to run a power line cutting through all of this area and work out a way to bring it back in and connect it up to the main line. These are the extensions. Okay, so these are not too bad. These are not too bad at all. So we can cut things off right here. This is where this road will end, and maybe we will send it inland a little bit, we'll see. But we can go ahead and plonk down some of these up that to 10 tons, and maybe even some on this side as well. Maybe leave a little space here to build maybe like some custom parking or something. So we have quite a bit of storage, and the reason I wanted to put it here as well is that if we run into any sort of storage issues, we'll just extend it out into the ocean, and I think that should be good. And then lastly, let's add another incineration. Is that what it's called? No, additional turbine. So it's currently generating 288 watts, 403. That is brilliant. I wish I could add another one. And then let's reduce air pollution. And what is this? Advanced furnace, more efficient. Let's do that as well. I want to add one or two more biggish buildings, but I need to search through the catalog of buildings we have and see if I can find something that will tickle my fancy. All right, so I'm looking at a fire station as an option to plonk down in this corner right over here, because we do not have any of the major services around the city. So I think this would be a good spot to have maybe this fire station over here. So we have it in this little corner. And I think once we do this, then at least I can start repairing things when they break down, something I currently cannot do. So this is garage extensions. We will give it the on-site training facility, because I'm not sure if I want this actually. I actually don't know if I want this or not, because I like the way the default building looks without it. But I mean, it's just parking, so you know what, let's give it to it. I wish there was something else that we could have put here that will make it look major, but you know, it is what it is. I think I'll add a disaster response unit over on this side. I think this will be good as well. And then lastly, let's add a helicopter depot. All right, so I am looking at the emergency battery pack, because this is also quite a nice big building. And I'm thinking I can squeeze it in the corner here right next to the post sorting facility. So I want to get rid of that, and let's just make sure that I can get it to hug it nice and tight. Now this diesel generator I am not going to add, because they are high pollutants if I'm not mistaken. but we can definitely give it an additional battery storage unit over there, which should give it a lot more what's this thing, a lot more storage. And then this road, I'm not 100% sure what I want to do with this road, because I don't like the way it just comes and terminates over here. But I think if we bring it out to the edge and I grab the small one with Anarchy, I should be able to do something like this, which I think works out quite well. I like that. At least we get right in there, and then we can stick like fences and stuff around the entire place as we begin to detail. So yes, getting the nice big buildings. I love this smoky smoke thing over here. This is fine because this is going to be a big industrial corridor. I think this works out very nicely. We've got 185 jobs there, 238 jobs there, 185 there, and our unemployment is going in the right direction, which is down. The last thing that I want to do now is, you can see this battery is completely depleted anyways, is I want to grab the power line. We're going to connect it all with underground lines. I'm not actually going to bother myself trying to run an overground stuff. I think if everything just goes down, it's all right. As long as everything is connected, that's all that matters. So with that, we should see things coming in, and our electricity trade has started going up, which is awesome. We should start making some small monies from that, and I will be a happy chappy. So cool. The only other thing is, I think on this far side, I still have a separation between this area and this area. So this grid is not connected up to that grid. So that's something that I need to set up at some point, find a way to get this to actually cross, and then we can connect everything up and then stop importing any electricity at all. Our battery is charging, which is awesome. I love it. I can't wait to put more of these battery packs down, simply because they just look very, very good. And yeah, I think overall everything is coming together very nicely. I think once this whole area is filled up with all of our industrial buildings, the whole place is going to come together very, very nicely. right, we have done quite a bit. Man, we filled out this entire space now, and we've got the start of our industrial corridor. I think this is looking very, very good. With the assets we've got, I think we're doing a pretty good job. I am mixing up the offices and the big, well, when I can see them, the big industry buildings, to try and get the place looking as nice and as dense as I don't know, as nice as I possibly can. And I think this is coming out very, very nicely. All the containers give the place a whole lot of life, and this little train line extensions, this little train line extensions coming into this space, I think is also adding, or has added very, very nicely to the place. Now, for whatever reason, a lot of my service buildings continuously have garbage piling up, and I just don't know why. Like, everything is just doing weird things for me, and I don't know. But there's a mod to clean up all of this sort of stuff, which at some point I'm probably going to get. And when I look at my city, look at all of the dead people again. I'm having another death wave that is taking over my city, and this is honestly, I really don't think this is anything that I am doing anymore. So if there's a mod that gets rid of dead people, I'm going to get it and just get rid of all of those dead people, because that's not looking good. I think from a jobs point of view, we are starting to create a number of them, and as you can see, it's really starting to skyrocket. So that is good. And as long as we continue to trend that upwards, I am happy. So I took the plunge and I got myself a couple of mods. So I got the magical hearse mod, as well as the magical garbage truck mod. So now all of my garbage trucks have magically collected all of my trash, and all of the dead people are gone in the city. I am not about that life. So I got those two mods. The whole place has cleared out. Another thing I got also is bye-bye homies, or homeless people, or whatever the mod is called, which I cannot remember. Bye-bye homeless, I think is what it's called. So now the people in my parks, at least for the most part, are happy, and they are not homeless anymore. Yeah. And oh, whoa, there's a homeless person, but that person is going to disappear in the next game hour and a half or so. So the mod runs every hour and a half, and it cleans out everybody that's in the city. It actually forces them to basically move out. Since doing that, as you can see, things have cleaned out quite a lot. Even the high rent is starting to go down a bit. And if you look at my unemployment rate now, it is down all the way to 2%, and employed people has gone up quite a bit. But the magical thing of all of it is, if you look at the number of population decline, look at how many people were basically homeless in my city. Close to 35,000. And the mod caused them to basically move away, and this has now freed up quite a lot of my citizens, and I think everything is just looking a lot better. The only thing though is that all of my hearses and, well, all of my garbage trucks and all of my hearses are basically going to park themselves away, and they're not going to be disturbing my simulation anymore. I see we've got a ton of stuff happening here. I think a lot of these hearses are trying to get back, and they're just causing traffic, but in time all of that will get sorted out. My city is back to looking a little bit decent. I just want to focus on building an aesthetically pleasing city. I am not about all of that management stuff. We'll set up a different city in which we'll do management and all of that. But here, the hope, aim, and the reason why I set up Infinite Money was I want to build something that looks good. And now with all of that stuff now gone and my city looking a little bit better, I can now focus on just the aesthetics of it. So we're going to continue building out this industrial area. Going to start filling out all of this space, and hopefully I'll be able to make my way all the way out to the ocean before we call it quits for the video. we have built out quite a bit. Okay, so most of this area is now all filled out. The only thing that's left is the space in between, and I think I'm going to leave that blank for now, and we'll save this probably for another video. But I think overall I've achieved what I wanted to achieve, which is to set up a nice big industrial corridor that's going to serve as a replacement for the one all the way back on that side, which we first started long ago. So I've tried to put down a lot of these big office buildings because I want the place to look as, I want big buildings basically. I don't want the tiny ones. So I tried my best to fit in the big office and industry buildings, and where I put certain types of industry like this one, I deleted the stuff that spews out all the smoke and smog, and I just left one or two in between. Over in this corner, I wanted to keep industry that does release a bit of smog because I figured, it will complement what is happening over here. And then I made this place a key, which I think looks quite good. I think this is lower than I expected it to be, but I'm hoping that in time when we get additional assets, I can build some kind of extensions out into the ocean to make it look like there is a shipping dock area here. Maybe it's something that I could probably even do with the assets that we've got, but I'll have a look at that. So with this area now basically set up, what I want to do quickly is I'm going to get rid of all of these industrial buildings, right? So this area is, if I'm not mistaken, getting quite smoggy and dirty. So I'm going to get rid of a lot of these so that I can clean up this place, because the idea is this whole area is going to become like farmlands and stuff that blends into the main city. So let's just delete off most of this area and then we will call it a day. Okay, I think I've got the vast majority of things deleted now. You don't realize how many props and stuff you've placed down until you need to delete all of them again. My word, this has actually taken me way long. The unfortunate thing is that whatever this thing is, I cannot delete it. If anybody has any idea how to delete this parking, please let me know, because I've tried all the various assets. So this is all the moving stuff. So these are all the cars that are basically stuck here that I can get rid of using that option. But then I'm not sure how to get rid of this, because I thought it would be a net lane or a mark. Oh, there we go. There we go. All right, we are good. And more things. It's like every time you delete something, something else pops up and I have no idea. I can't get to them. Anyways, you know what? It's fine. So last thing is I'll go ahead and just make all of these trees big, which then should make the whole area look fairly decent. And then we'll leave the land. I'm just going to plant down a ton of trees, because the trees will help, as far as I know, will help clean up the dirty soil much quicker. And then once the whole place is up and running nicely, we'll come back and I've got Anarchy on. We'll come back and then we will do some nice development around here. I'm probably going to get rid of all of this as well. I don't think it's going to stay, but I'll probably do this off camera and then plant a whole bunch of trees there and then allow the whole place to basically grow out. So with that whole industry gone, how am I doing? Unemployment went up by 1%, which is okay. So this basically has replaced that and then some. Let me just put a quick district around this place and see how many jobs we've actually created here. Green Springs. We'll leave it as Green Springs for now. It's fine. And this is 4,000 jobs that we've effectively created in this place, which is awesome. And it's still got quite a number of openings. So now we've got room to go ahead now and continue the expansion of the city. If I'm not mistaken, some of these buildings could still do with employees, which is good. So as we expand, they will fill out here. And as we expand, we'll just keep expanding out on this industry. And then at some point, once this entire area is filled out the way I want it to be filled out with industry, we'll kick off the second industrial spot, which will be over there on that side of the world. So yeah, everybody, this is it. I think this turned out very, 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 very beautifully, and I can't wait to continue expanding out on it. And I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed following along with this. I've got the mods which have now cleaned up everything, but I will keep a keen eye on all of the city stats and just keep expanding out on things. But now I can do what I want to do, which is building beautiful cities, and that is my goal for Coral Reeches. If you enjoyed this episode, please be sure to give it a thumbs up, leave a comment in the descriptions of the things you would like to see in future. Hit the subscribe button if you've been here while you haven't done so already. Share the content. It is truly, truly appreciated. Big thanks to all of my patrons and YouTube members who continue to choose to support this channel. It is truly, truly appreciated. Enjoy the cinematics of our beautiful industrial area, and I shall catch you all in the next one. Cheers, everybody.